And this is to watch Jarius Z. Hey guys, it's Jarius Z here again, and I'm giving you my thoughts on why I think the Vikings should trade Jarius Wright. Now, if you've been a fan of the Vikings for at least a couple of years, you know Jarius Wright was once a really great threat from the slot position. He was kind of our Percy Harvin replacement and did all the little gadget plays that Harvin used to do, lots of jet sweeps, little short passes, and let him run under the catch, and occasionally let him go deep and see if he can beat this guy 1v1. And see right now I'm playing some of the highlights he did, and you see he was a playmaker when he was playing, but now for the last 2 games this season he's inactive. He's probably our number 6 receiver, which is really something when there's the likes of Cordell Patterson still playing in front of him. Then you could argue, well, he's a really good kick returner, so that's why he gets a spot. But as a receiver, still no Jarius Wright. Him and Laquan Treadwell hasn't even seen the field yet in the first 2 games. I don't see a reason for that to really change for Jarius Wright. As far as Treadwell, I would imagine him getting more red zone chances as the season progresses. But why trade Jarius Wright? Well, not because he's a bad receiver and he's just a waste of a roster spot, but because he does have that value, gives him the opportunity to trade for some value that we need. Ideally, you'd like to get a left tackle, because I know me included, lots and lots of Vikings fans want a McNeil replacement, but good pass protecting left tackles aren't growing on trees. So I really don't see that happening, but I say probably the best case scenario realistically would hope for a 3rd round pick and settle for a 4th round pick, because as you'll see in a moment, Wright was a 4th round pick that we drafted out of Arkansas, so we can get that. As I'll show you in a little bit, he's under contract for a little while still, so that will give teams a little incentive to go after him, because he's not just a 1-year plug-in. He is under locked until 2019, I believe. So you have a couple years to work with him, see if he was worth it, and I think a lot of teams would be willing to gamble a 4th round pick on a guy that's been around for a while and put up decent stats. And as far as Jarius Wright concerned, I think we should trade him just because the kid deserves it. He has way too much talent to be on a bench on the Vikings. I know it's great depth to have, and it's good for the football team. Say if there's an injury, say if knock on wood, Stephon Diggs gets hurt, Wright would be the perfect plug-in for Diggs. Or even Adam Thielen, who took his roster spot this year. It used to be the other way around with Thielen and Wright, but now the coaches have flip-flopped it with Wright being inactive. So Wright would be good depth there, but I think he's has enough talent to be a number 3 receiver on almost any football team. Any team he'd be at least be active on game day. He really still has that breakaway speed. He can go deep. He can do the jet sweeps like we used him before. And he put up decent numbers with the likes of Christian Ponder and Matt Castle. I'll give him a good team that has a quarterback that just needs a few more weapons. Say maybe the Panthers or a team like... Because really the Panthers make the most sense, because they have Kelvin Benjamin, and then Mr. I'm fast, but I'll drop half of them. And I think Jarius Wright is just about as good as him. I think he has better hands, and speed-wise is probably about the same. So I think that'd be a replacement there. So I think a team like the Panthers that just really want to win now would be a great place to trade him. Really just teams with good quarterbacks. A team like the Cardinals that need a good young receivers for replacement options, because a lot of their talent is very old, so getting replacement options out and quick is really needed. So I'll jump quick and take a quick look at his stats and why I think a 3rd round pick isn't unreasonable for Jarius Wright. Alright, so you see right here I have his contract pulled up, and you see it is up until 2019. So any team that would get him would have him for the remainder of 2016, and they'd have 2017, 2018, and 2019, which is a really good time for a trade. You'll, instead of having a third or fourth round pick, which is, let's be honest, is a gamble. Any draft pick is a gamble. You have a pretty proven slot receiver that can get it done today. So that's why I think a lot of teams wouldn't mind getting Jarius Wright. And looking at his stats, his best year was 2014, where he had 42 receptions for 588 yards, and with the long of 87. I see right now that I believe that was the game winner versus the Jets. Where he struggles in is his touchdown production. Averages about 2 touchdowns when he plays the full game. He only played 7 games in 2012, but got 2 touchdowns. But ever since then, he has been pretty much shut down in the touchdown department. But a team like the Panthers that have 2 primary touchdown receivers, is Greg Olsen and Kelvin Benjamin, wouldn't mind having a little guy in the slot like Jarius Wright. And Jarius Wright can also run with the ball, so they could do more read option stuff. So I think he'd be a perfect fit with Carolina if they'd be so inclined to trade for Jarius Wright. He can also return kickoffs. He only has 1 in the regular season, but he did some in the preseason. So he's another, at least a backup option for returning kicks and punts. So yeah, Jarius Wright, I want to be traded not because he's bad, but because he still has value. He's not being utilized on the Vikings, so it'd be a benefit both parties to trade Jarius Wright now while he still has value and get something back in return. Best case scenario, we could replace Khalil, but ideally, realistically, that really wouldn't work out as planned. So I would say a 3rd or 4th round pick would be more than worth it for a guy that's not even active on game day. So tell me what you guys think down below, and would you guys trade Jarius Wright if you were Rick Spielman? And tell me, is a 3rd or 4th round pick unreasonable? And any other thoughts down below. And we'll see you guys in the next JWZ Vikings video. Bye.